Okay, here's Meg here. So it's another video on my Supermoto project build here. So the wheels are on, and the last video was the rear axle sliders right here. These guys right here. So what I'm gonna do, the front is probably gonna be the hardest one to do. So I'm gonna do the foot peg sliders next. So in order to ride on the track, I'll go over it again. In order to ride on a track, they want you to have sliders on the swing arm or the axle. And then like you gotta have one on the front and the back. And then you gotta have one, it's kind of weird they don't need one on the frame. I don't know why. I suppose you could put one on the frame like right here. But anyway, they want you to have one on the foot peg. For some reason, for supermotos, you got to have foot pegs like. Oh yeah, I can understand why for supermotos. So dirt bikes or supermotos have the foot pegs are lower than most bikes. If you're riding like a little sport bike, you're gonna have rear sets, and they're gonna be like back here, and they're gonna be kind of high. The chances the reason you have a rear set on the bike is the pegs are set to the rear and they're higher, so you can lean the bike farther and without it scraping. So yeah. So anyway, so we're riding a dirt bike with street tires, so our foot pegs are really low. So that's why they want you to have foot peg sliders. So what I've got is so I've kind of seen these. They make them online. Yeah, so I've seen them. They make something online. It's kind of like a little hockey puck that they stick on the foot peg. So and then they hold it together with like something like this. So this is a little what is it called here? It's called a J bolt. This is a 3/16 J bolt right here. Close up. It's J bolt. Looks like a J. And I got this for, I don't even remember, it's super cheap. Probably like $1 or something. And then I got this piece of plastic that I found that I had lying around. This looks like some pretty beefy plastic. I don't have any lime green plastic, but the white does go pretty good with the white on the plastic, so it kind of goes with the bike's colors. Because we gotta look cool on the racetrack, man. Come on. So yeah. So what we might do is maybe cut this into a circle, or we just keep it as a square. I'm not sure, but this is the material we're going to use. I believe it's made of a high density polyethylene, or it's like a nylon or something. It's a very abrasion resistant plastic. It's like a cutting board material almost. It pretty much is cutting board material. So all we're going to do is going to cut a hole in it basically. Stick this through it, and then we're gonna sandwich it between this and the foot peg. All right. We're gonna start with the left foot peg. Maybe that's probably all I'll get done tonight. But anyway, so the way it's gonna go on there, it's gonna hook on and it's gonna hook on like this. Got it? And so it kind of hooks onto the little spikes here for your foot peg. And these foot pegs look a little beat up. And then I might want to paint them. I know, like probably time to take them off and paint them with some aluminum paint or something. But anyway, that's besides the point. Yeah, they're going to be like this, and then we're going to tighten it onto the plastic. And I think we should use some kind of washer. We have to use some kind of washer to spread the load on it. Yeah. So. All right. Okay. So from what I've seen online, the foot peg sliders are usually just on the tip. So like right here. This probably just where this little brace is. It'll probably cover just this brace. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go cut a little hockey puck out of this piece of plastic. This is a really thick piece of plastic. It's like, man, that's like half an inch. That's a half-inch thick piece of plastic. It's pretty thick. I think it'll do the trick. We'll get to do some scrapey. No, too bad we're not gonna make any sparks with it though. Anyway, So first thing I'm going to do is probably, let's trace it out. I'm going to trace the foot peg. So I want to use a circle. I was thinking of using a square or a rectangle earlier, just to do the whole thing, but I was like, well, you know, a lot of the kits are like, and I'm not gonna lie, the kits are like $40 for just a little piece of plastic or rubber, and like a little bolt to stick through your foot peg. So, like, I don't really want to pay that much when I can do it for pretty much free. So, So anyway, the reason we're going to use this, I'm going to use a circle. Now that I was thinking about it, is that it can rotate anyway. If I use a square, we use one bolt, it could rotate. So it doesn't matter if it rotates. But if it's a rectangular shape, then yeah, it will stick out and stuff, and it'll look ugly and may not be safe. So here we go. So we're gonna go. First, let's get about like half the foot peg. Let's mark it right about here-ish, I think. So probably want it around here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a square out, and then we'll cut it into a circle with like a jigsaw or something. All right. Okay, scratch that. I kind of changed my mind. So what we're going to do is we're going to use these kind of hole saws I got from. What's funny? This is a Kawasaki. This is like a Kawasaki drill bit set. So we're using a Kawasaki drill bit set to make Kawasaki parts right now. That's a funny thing. I was like, that's so funny because it's Kawasaki green too. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna use this. Instead of cutting this and then shaping it to be like what we want it to be, we're just gonna use a hole saw on it. Should be good, and it should be able to make a hole in the middle for us already too. So I think we're gonna go with this. It's gonna stick out a whole lot, and alternatively we could go smaller too, but I think this one might be too small. It's gonna be cutting the inner diameter of this, so I think this will do the trick. And then we could, it's okay as long as it's a circle. So that actually fits in there perfectly. So I'm gonna go ahead and just drill that. I'll drill it. Yeah. Okay, so there it goes. So I got a little place to do it here. I'm just gonna hold it out here, and then we're just gonna drill away. So just make sure it's kind of centered a little bit. Have at it. Okay, too fast. It's melting the plastic. Woo! Man, all right. So didn't quite get it all, as you can see. So we're going to go put it in the vise here. It smells like burning plastic right now too. Okay, well, anyway, I tried. Tried to get it all the way, but I think what we can do. That's what we got to work with right here. We got most of it. What we can do is get a screwdriver. Right the excess off. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to use the Dremel to cut out the extra. Okay, so my camera ran out of battery last night, so I stopped working on this. But anyway, this is the aftermath of it. So there's this guy. I made the little puck. I was able to cut that little piece out from the puck that got stuck to it. I kind of just cut it a bunch of times with the Dremel here, and then I just wrenched it out, and then I grinded it in the grinder to make it roundies. Okay, so there it is. That's it's on there. I already mocked it up last night. So basically, what's got to happen is so if I'd used a U-bolt, I think it would have been better instead of a J-bolt. J-hook is what this is called. So basically, it's going through the center of the puck. What I could do, it's a little bit off. It's a little bit pointing towards the back. What I could do, the reason it's off center like that is because the J-hook it grabs it from the center. So but the part with the threads goes through the center, and so it pushes the puck to the side a little bit. So if I wanted to make it more center, I could do two things actually. I could get I can get a U-clamp or U-bolt, drill 2 more holes that are like around the center of the puck, and then or I could drill another hole offset from the center of the where the hole is. The hole is actually from it's from the hole saw, is basically what it's from. So we'll take it off and I'll show you what's going on here. Okay, so there it is. So if I was to drill, so the hole is from the hole saw. It makes a hole in the center, and then it cuts out the puck. So what I could do is drill a hole like right here or something, or drill a hole here, so where this other dot is, and then it would be in the center. Now the problem with that, there's a problem with that though, realizing. So at least this will rotate on the center, right? And it'll be like here. It'll be like in the back or something. But at least it'll be on there. If it was to rotate, yeah, if I move the hole over here, it would kind of rotate in an elliptical pattern, and it can rotate because we only have one of these. So I think a U-bolt would be the best choice. So what I might do is I might just go with the U-bolt, but I don't have one. That's the problem. So I'll have to go to Lowe's or whatever and look for one. So I think that will be it for today, I guess. So like I said, this would work. This will work, but it will be like offset a little bit. What if I put it here? Put it here, it might move around though. Yeah, it could move front and back. If I put it like diagonal, trying to figure it out. Okay, so that's with it the other way around. So now it's kind of more forward. But I think that'll work anyways. Plus we would still have to cut the threads so the bolt doesn't stick out as much. But that's okay. Maybe we can just go with this. Tell you what, let's I'll go make another puck. Okay, so 15 minutes later, and that's what I came up with. So so what I wound up doing is well, I still got to cut the bolt, but That's kind of what it's gonna look like. I kind of don't like using the J-hook because it's not super secure. It's almost like it's just like a feeler. Okay, so this is what I've come up with. So what I did was I drilled a recessed hole in there and I stuck a washer in there. And then this plastic is hard, super hard, super hard. And then we just stuck the bolt in there. So that looks pretty good. That's pretty much the nut goes into the hole, so it works out pretty good. So all I got to do is cut the nut, the J-hook down to about this size, and then like, I don't know, there might be a little bit sticking out, but that's okay. It'll be fine. I think most of the puck will get scraped up before that gets scraped up, so I'll go cut that. Okay, I went and shortened it with the cutting wheel, and here we go. Let's go put this bad boy in there. So now there's not a whole lot of room for me to just, I feel that it's better to have the puck a little bit forward, so we'll put it this way, scrunch that up there. Alright, so that's what it looks like. So if it goes down, the foot peg will kind of go up like this, whoop, like that, and then I guess it'll start scraping on this part first, and it'll rotate too. So that's okay, but it's okay. It's a circular, so it should be fine if it rotates. Yeah. So I think I'm pretty happy with that. I might try the U-bolts, but for now, I think that's prototype 1. We'll try the other side. Maybe the other side we'll use the U-bolt. The U-bolt would require us to drill 2 more holes into this, and yeah, it probably won't move anymore. Yeah, should be good. But this works too. I don't see any problem with that. We just have to tighten it down a lot more because it's moving a little bit. So that's what it looks like underneath. It's got a big plastic puck on it. Good stuff. Also, if you want to see what the drill bit that I used, so I used the biggest one that I could find. It's a half inch, so that's a half-inch drill bit. I recessed it into the about halfway into the puck, and then I pressed the washer in with this guy, a T-handle, 8mm T-handle, and it worked pretty good. So there it is. So we're just gonna go. I'm gonna go tighten it up, and maybe I'll shorten it a little bit more. But I think that's good. All right. Okay. There it is. So that's what it looks like when it's all said and done. All right. So there you go. So it works pretty good. The J-bolt goes between the little spikes on the foot peg, and so basically it's just kind of like it's like a plastic feeler is what it is. There's the puck right there. It actually works pretty good. I think I would just stay with this. Like I said, it could rotate, but it's in there pretty tight right now. I'm gonna go put some Loctite on the bottom so it doesn't come out, so it doesn't vibrate out, and I think it'll be okay. And yeah, I think it turned out really good. Yeah, I'm really happy with it, and we'll just go with the J-bolts. It is a little crooked, but it's okay. You can see the bolt is crooked in there a little bit. That's fine. Everything all kind of lines up on its own, so like I said, it'll go up, and it might scrape like here or here or something. The important thing is it just keeps on sliding. And then yeah, you probably when you start scraping this, when you're cornering, like, hey, you're going too low. You need to start dragging knee or something. yeah, so there it is. I'm pretty happy with that. I may just make the other side like that too. I think it turned out better than I thought it would. There it is. All right, here's my out. Maybe we'll if I get a chance to go to Lowe's, I'll see if I could find some U-bolts or U-clamps, and I think that would also work too. That would probably work better, but it's more hardware. This is very simple. So basically, just to go over the little project again, I'll make another one for the other side. But what we did was we got a piece of high density. I think this is high density polyethylene right here, or it's nylon, and I cut it in the shape of a puck using a hole saw. It's like a 2.7/8 something. It's something eighths hole saw. I don't know what size it is. Sorry guys, it's hard to read. You tell me what you think that says. 2/8 is what it looks like it says, but I don't think it's a 2/8. Maybe that's two. Oh, this is probably 2 inches and 1/8. The number rubbed off. It's about 2 inches. Is how big that puck is. Yeah, I just happen to have that around, so it's a good thing. So you would use this stuff for like working on wood mostly, but it actually worked for this. And then I cut it out. I cleaned it up with the Dremel, and then what we did was we recessed the hole, so it actually made a hole because there's a drill in the front, and then we recessed the hole. We made it a little bigger and recessed it with a 1/2-inch drill bit about halfway, and then we got a washer and we stuck it in there, and then we clamped it onto the foot peg, and it worked awesome. Alright, so I will make the other side, and then I'll check it. We can check it out when it's done. So I'm pretty much gonna make it the same way. Okay, it's me here. I just got done making the second puck, and there it is. So that's what it looks like when it's done, and I haven't fitted it on the bike yet, but that's pretty much the finished product right there. So the J-hook, the nut, which was missing. I had to go find another one, and the washer, and the puck itself. So I don't think I didn't recess it as much as last time, so it's gonna stick out. The bolt's gonna stick. The nut's gonna stick out a little more. But I remember I had trouble screwing the nut on there last time because it was so deep in there. So I think it's fine to let it stick out a little bit. The edges are the ones that's gonna be sliding on anyway. So yeah, there it is. That's the finished product. That's what it looks like when it's not installed. You can see I drew a line down there to center to make sure it's centered. Actually, this time around it worked. I got a nice little hole. Went straight through this time, so did a good job on that one. If it doesn't come out cleanly, then you're gonna have to do a little extra work to get the extra. But it came out, and it pretty much just melted its way through and just went straight through. And this makes a terrible mess, man. There's just fucking plastic flakes all over the place. So it's a good thing I got a little vacuum there. I was wondering what to do with that vacuum, and I think I'm just gonna leave it plugged in like that, and we're just gonna vacuum all this crap, or use a broom, whatever. But yeah, so that's the finished product right there. I'm gonna go install it right now, and then we'll see how that goes. Okay, ta-da! Well, there it is, right there. So that's the finished product. So that's number 2 right there. I feel that this one turned out a lot better than the other one. It looks a lot neater looking. So depending on where direction that you put the hook, it's gonna slide. It's gonna be sticking out in the front or the back. So I was like, well, whatever. I had it stick out in the front. I don't think it matters. So as you can see, I added a little happy face to the bottom there. It's gonna get all scraped up. When the happy face is gone, then that means it's time to replace the slider. So I'd imagine this is probably going to be the most consumable slider on the bike, just because like when you're cornering and you're putting pressure on the peg, it'll scrape on the ground. It's basically a feeler. You know, if you ever ride those cruisers that don't have a lot of ground clearance, they have these feelers that stick out of the foot pegs, and you know, and they're there to just tell you like, hey, you can't lean it over anymore, man, because your bike can't do it. so don't lean it anymore, and then you can feel it scraping on the ground. You know, that's kind of like what this is, but it's plastic. So yeah, there he is. He's happy. Yeah, he's happy. He's on there. So yeah, if you were to flip this the other way, it would stick out the other way. So there it is. That is the Hades Omega Footpeg puck slider system. I hope you've enjoyed my little video, and you can make your own pucks yourself. You can make them any size you want, depending on what kind of plastic you've got. Let me see how thick this is. I think this is good enough. I don't really wouldn't want it any thicker than that, and I think it could be a little thinner, but you know, I think that's good. Okay, so I just got done taking some measurements with my caliper here. Just for reference, if anybody wants to make something exactly like this, this is a piece of nylon. I think it's nylon or high density polyethylene. They're very similar plastics. Think of what they make milk bottles out of now. They use high density polyethylene. This is 2 inches in diameter. This is a 2-inch puck, and it was half an inch thick. So this is half-inch thick plastic. So, and then yeah, so 2-inch and then half an inch. And I think that is fine. I think it's fine. I don't think it's too thick. I don't think it's too thin. I think that's about right. You might be able to get away with the 1/4, but you know, I got some material to shave off, so that's good. Little ammunition is what I would say. Some sliding ammunition. So there it is. So that ends the vlog for the Footpeg sliders on the Kawasaki KLX140L Supermoto project. It turned out really well. That's what they look like from behind. They don't really stand out too much. I do like it went with the theme of the color theme of the bike, which is the Kawasaki green, black, and white. Of course, the pucks are white, and then the rear puck is rear axial slider puck is green. So maybe I should make the front ones black. I could, huh? But I think we're gonna make the front ones green. Anyway, so that's it. I hope you guys learned something. Hope you guys enjoyed my video. Hit like if you liked it. Alright, here's my go.